Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Shannon and I'm so excited for today's video because it's something I'm really passionate about, something I focus on every single day, and I have a lot of tips that I want to share with you guys. So today I want to talk about what's really hurting your mental health and how to break through using a holistic health approach. And the holistic health term has been thrown around a lot of places on social media lately, but I want to break down the pillars of holistic health, what they mean, and what you should look at every day to make sure you have all of those foundational pieces covered so you can just have a fulfilling and thriving life. If you're interested in any of that stuff, just stay tuned. We're gonna get into it right now. So the 5 pillars of holistic health are physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and social. And I'm gonna break each of them down. Some might seem obvious, but I'm also gonna share some ways you can make sure you're incorporating things from each of those pillars into your daily life. And it doesn't have to be something that takes over your whole life. This can be something that is just foundational. This is the building blocks. These are our basic needs. So things like in the physical category, not only moving your body, getting exercise, getting that blood pumping, those endorphins running, also eating quality food and water and being aware of that, sleeping enough at night. There are so many things that go into the physical part of having this foundation for your life. And it's really easy to actually pick up these healthy habits because you're going to be sleeping anyways. But if you want to get quality sleep and sleep for 8 hours a night, maybe you need to set a boundary like turning off the TV earlier or saying no to going out most nights of the week so that you can get adequate sleep. You guys know if you wake up without enough sleep, how grouchy do you feel? And that just bleeds into the rest of your day. So in each of these pillars, get out a notebook if you have one handy, or your phone, you can write down some notes. Write down each of these pillars and you can just jot some notes under each of them for what they mean to you. So like I said, physical, what you're eating, what you're drinking, if you're moving your body. So write down your current habits under each of the pillars and then make a new list and write down the healthy habits that you want to incorporate. Maybe some of them stay the same. Maybe you are crushing it in most of these categories. But wherever you can find something that you can improve upon, write it down in the new list. Next, let's jump into emotional health. So this is something that you can easily take a look at. During the day, you can kind of notice how you're feeling emotionally, happy, sad, nervous, angry, annoyed, whatever it is. And if you haven't become aware of what you're feeling, use a journal to write that down and use like an alarm in your phone, maybe 3 times a day to write down how you're feeling. And what I also like to do is write down the event that happened prior to the feeling, especially if I'm feeling something new, like a different emotion. So say something happened outside, I got in an argument with a neighbor, and then I was feeling annoyed for the rest of the day. That is something I want to make sure I'm looking at because I don't want to live an annoyed, angry, bitter life. And that's what I used to feel. And I really used to think it was other people. That is one of the biggest problems that I had. I used to think that everybody else was annoying or rude or whatever it is. And I didn't stop and look at myself and how I was perceiving the interaction and what could I change about that. So emotional health, you want to make sure you're aware of your emotions. If you do notice that you need extra help, things like therapy or hiring a coach, those are incredible resources to use, even going online, looking up YouTube videos like this one, or doing some research yourself on different ways. So I love things like meditation, breath work, and writing things down a lot, journaling, writing down my gratitude, getting myself into a better headspace. I also have a lot of videos specifically on mindset that you can find here. But emotional health, if you find that you're feeling a certain way that you don't want to be feeling, more days than not, that's an indicator to look at it and then make a change from there. Let's talk about social health. So I definitely consider myself an extrovert. I thrive off of connecting with people, like authentic connections, not like sitting with people and gossiping or complaining. That drains me completely of energy, but connecting with someone, learning about them, sharing resources or sharing what we're doing in life. I thrive off of that, and that gives me energy. So this past year, we all know that social health was definitely on the decline. We all had to stay inside and we couldn't be with each other physically, even hug people. That is so hard on your social life that now that things are back open, I've taken a serious look at my social life and made sure I'm getting out of the house. I'm going to meet up with people. I'm going back into person and doing things like Pilates and getting out there into groups of people, because I know specifically I thrive off of that, but everybody needs a piece of social health. I'm looking at you introverts. Even you need pieces of a social community. On the flip side of this, you need to also be making sure you're looking at your environment, looking at the people around you. If people are toxic or being negative constantly, and that's not to say that people can't complain about things in life, because look at us. We are humans living this human life. It is perfectly normal to have emotions, get upset, need to vent. I used to really monitor what I say and be extremely positive once I started my self-development journey. And then I realized, after talking to people, specifically like my mom, she's like, it's okay to vent. We all feel things. You don't have to be positive all the time. And honestly, that's not even healthy. But you need to be looking at people in your life. For me personally, I've shared this before, but I lost a big friend group a few years ago when I started looking at my life and I wanted to live a different way. I wanted to be happier and not gossiping and not complaining or judging or being mean to other people. I didn't want to live that way anymore. So don't be afraid to literally leave a group of friends if it's not working for you and it doesn't benefit you and your mental health and your overall well-being. It just might be for the better. Next, let's go into spiritual health. So spiritual health doesn't mean going to church or temple. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about religion. Spiritual health can be anything like connecting back into yourself, taking time for yourself and this higher source, the universe, God, so whatever you do want to call this bigger living thing that is here. And we know it is because look at all these planets rotating in space. I don't think that it's just us. I know that there's a bigger life source, and again, whatever you want to call it, whether it's God or universe or source energy, take time. And if it is religion, then take time to practice that religion. Take time and put energy there to connect back into yourself, to give gratitude, to give love. Last but never least is mental health. And of course, this includes things like in the emotional health category. So things like working on your emotions and therapy or coaching or whatever you need, or even just assessing your emotions and working on different practices that work for you to get you to the places you want to be. But mental health is also about cognition. So for me, I just love learning. I feel like learning something new all the time. That's why I read a lot, but I feel like learning something new, it's just such good information that it keeps your brain going. It keeps your mind working. We all know we don't know everything, and I feel like it's so exciting to learn something new. So also things that have to do with your brain are like the food you eat. So this category can overlap in a few others, like physical health. So eating proper foods to give yourself proper brain health is so important. If you experience things like brain fog, that's something you definitely want to look into, whether it's nutrition or physical health. It's something you want to look into because waking up feeling like you're in a fog, like not being interested in daily activities is not something to be overlooked. So definitely if you're feeling any of those types of ways, make sure you reach out to a professional or your doctor and you can look into different things you can do for that. Consuming foods and drinks, like specifically I drink 9.5 pH water. So things high in antioxidants are so beneficial for your brain health and overall. They reduce inflammation. They're getting out all the toxins. You want to make sure you're taking a good look at how you're treating your brain and your mental health. So each of these examples that I just shared can easily be put into a daily routine, but you never want to make sure you're going all or nothing or starting with every single thing at once. Imagine your life the way it is right now, and imagine you want a completely different life. Do you just go flip it all at once? That would never even work out. Do you move and get a new career and get a dog and start a new whatever it is all at once? No, that would never work out. That would completely burn somebody out. So make sure when you're going through all these examples, you're looking at your own list and you can put in place like 3 new things a week. Say I want to turn off the TV earlier at night and read a book for 30 minutes before I go to bed. Perfect. Another one. I want to wake up and drink a full 16-ounce glass of water before I do anything else that day. Perfect. Number 2. Number 3, I want to make sure I'm connecting with my community. So I plan 1 day a week to spend with them, spend a few hours with my community, my friends or family, or have that social time. So that's just a simple way of how you can incorporate smaller things at a time. And then of course, as the weeks, as the months go on, you're starting new habits, new routines. They're just going to become a part of your life. And then adding in new things can become so much easier. Lastly, and what I want to leave you guys with today is there's a big difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it. I have found that it is super hard sometimes to know all the right things to do in the holistic health world to feel the best you can feel as a human being, but it's another thing to actually put those into place. And for me, I like to use systems like alarms or having a morning routine that kicks off my day in a high vibrational place, and that's really tapping into all my needs personally. So having different boundaries like that in place can really help with the physical doing of things. We all know things that we should be doing. I shouldn't drink so much, or I shouldn't smoke so much. I shouldn't hang out with this person. But what can you do to actually change that around and actually do it? Actually change it, do whatever healthy habit you're looking to create. If you guys have any other questions on this topic, feel free to comment them below and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love talking about all things mental health. My whole background is in psychology, so it's a huge passion of mine. And me specifically, I was so interested in psychology when I was younger because I experienced a lot of anxiety, and I've been able to work through a lot of that, and now I'm just here to share what's worked for me with others. So if you like this video, I would love if you would subscribe, like the video, and share it with anybody else who needs to hear some of this or you think would really benefit from this video. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.